Oh,
Okay.
looks like we are back up. Sorry for the delay, bit of technical issues happening. 1-1, and we're live again.
Greetings, my lord.
Well, it seems to be that we're streaming from NA on OCE servers, and there's a lot of cutouts happening connection-wise, so hopefully they've all been resolved. It's hard to tell, but we're into the next match here. Still 5-5, lots of damage out on both teams. Brother Ben taking that first kill, WSC with the other two. 3v3, 3v2 now, 3v1. Conte kind of running away, fearing the inevitable.
Just leaving him up to a choke point here, it's actually pretty smart.
Oh,
It's
easy takes out the
versus the
shield.
mall though. It's quite scary.
That was a really good choice to bring them on that bridge so he can't get surrounded as easily. Kind of take it as a 2v1 twice instead of a 3v1 happening at once, which was a lot more doable. Picked up the kill, but then once you fall off of that bridge, you're back in the same scenario you started in.
Interesting flank attempt by Petrichor. As I said, he's going to try jump down from on the bridge. Just go. Well, I guess he's just hanging about.
That flank can be quite useful because blue team cannot ignore him at any point. Because at any point he can drop down on him.
Nice throw.
Yeah, the only issue with that flank was maybe that he came in a bit too late. His team members were already starting to die.
Definitely.
I won't.
Your team needs to be ready to capitalize off of them looking up and not being fully aware of what's happening around them, and then hop in and help the team.
You can see WC trying to bring in their circle around the convex way. Blue Fire X.
Absolutely not.
His worked pretty well.
A chance of that.
All 5 minutes still alive.
You
See WSC doing what AE did to them on the first set, kind of clearing it out pretty decisively here. Of course, we have New Phyrexia taking one round this set. Like to see a little bit better decisions, maybe some armory changes.
hello.
Yeah, like Bolas and Ben there, he's just looking lost. He's been just standing around in the middle, trying to work out where to go.
Gets a few big hits off just now though.
Yeah. Well, Distant Throw doing a lot of good work with those parries. Stayed alive for a very long time. Very well. So it's 2-4.
Again, we're seeing the engagement happen under the bridge as usual. Brotherson Ben really needs to make his presence known. He is the lightest class. He should be in an engagement at all times and be able to switch out of all of them at all times, especially with that low honor. He can easily just pop in and then switch and pop out again. He shouldn't be waiting around trying to pick.
WC now got
Oh my!
just stabbing away from the doing well.
Seemed like 3 of the new Phyrexia players all got taken out at the same time there. Wasn't a good time for them.
Yeah. Like,
Simultaneous sacrifice.
what Chase did there is he ran in over the bridge and jumped down as well. Just instantly the 2v1 that you're not expecting.
One happening on the bridge. This is a kind of a chaotic 4v4 happening down there. All jumping down. WSC taking those first 2 kills. We've been seeing that happen a lot actually. Conte gets 1, but in that 4v1 is instantly surrounded too in a very bad spot. That's gonna be map point now for WSC.
Yeah, they're looking pretty comfortable, just kind of hanging back and switching, not being punished for those switches. We've also just got, I think, better position. Always looks like New is stuck in the middle of something. WC is starting to range. It scares him.
The new Phyrexia keeps trying to pick an engagement instead of taking the engagement that's basically happening right around them. And they're taking too long, letting them get 2v1 for just a split second, and then that's taking one of them out. And then it's a snowball effect there. WSC takes that first map.
Definitely doing a lot better than I would have thought for just a group of random people who wanted to play the tournament.
Yeah, at least they got a few rounds there.
And kudos to them.
See how they do on this second map.
So that's definitely been kind of a problem. I mean, I'm sure it isn't all the scenes, but just kind of it feels like the barrier to entry to comp. People kind of take it too seriously and just won't jump in and have fun, whether they win or lose, or you know what I mean. Like, there's not much new blood coming into the comp scene.
Yeah, people always, all these people who like don't have a team seem to always try and join one of the better teams, or failing that, they just don't join a team at all, which
Yeah,
isn't
looking
very
at
good for the scene.
Shaman right there, disappointing behavior. I wonder where that copy pass came from. I've seen it around a lot recently.
The origins
Okay.
of many copy pastas will remain unknown.
Unless I made them, probably never.
So where do
Okay,
you think
so-
the engagements happen usually on OC? Do they take place in the middle camp?
Well-
When we scrim, we usually go up here on the hill, like it looks like New Phyrexia are doing, but it seems these newer teams tend to just go down into the middle.
A lot of NA and NA and EU teams opt to fight on that upper section of the hill too, because it's a lot more open. But you do occasionally see some of them take a hard swap and strat and go.
An early stab there for that second
Two
one.
of them, they should be pushing in right now and take that advantage. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, well, I guess that is what they're doing. Just a bit slowly.
It was a little slow, but that's okay. They should have that damage advantage now. Blue team taking way too long to come out of that camp, but it's gonna be 4-4 now.
Yeah, it's just like a big line of jewels going on, snowballing.
Lovely drag.
Oh, what a
Ooh,
great move
double
there.
swing.
Just ignore the wall and it just missed him. Slap down. Very well done. He's the only player on his team to get any kills. 3-1. Yeah, I would say definitely that OCE sort of mirrors the other scenes, especially at the high levels. Tends to be pretty consistent, kind of metas, like where we engage and stuff like that.
Now they've swapped roles. Now we see WSC going up to the hill, and new Phyrexia popping into the middle camp. Kind of a mirrored situation. Looks like Blue's trying to surround them at the camp right at the start, doing what they need to do. Three of them trying to get Desantro, and that 3v1 doesn't work out. This is a huge amount of chaos. WSC getting a huge amount of kills right at the start too. It's gonna be a snowball. Hante takes one out too.
There's two red players who just kind of left stuck on the outside while it was a 5v3 in the middle.
Hello! Forward!
And they flipped it again.
Well, it's
The
really
USC
good
headed to
polite of them
mid-camp.
take turns.
It's basically a 50-50 at this point. They're kind of gambling, I think, right?
Nay, my lord!
Unreadable. But yeah, this is a more standard kind of engagement. Try and spread and wide, slowly move into the flat ground. Oh, there's a flank from Kaherd, which is met and Jewel. Yeah, like a lot of these games, it tends to be a big line of jewels, not too many switches, not much cohesion. So in that case, it just kind of, whoever takes the first jewel pick is going to snowball it for their team and win that way. Kind of similar to how the EU meta is, but a bit less refined maybe.
Yeah, you see that happen a lot in the EU.
Well, I'm not super into it, but a lot of what I've seen, they tend to split into like 5 jewels, and then whoever wins the jewel will go snowball it kind of. I'm sure that's not the case. A lot. I mean, obviously there's a huge range of strategy displayed today here.
Yeah, definitely. It's just kind of it's kind of been a meme within NA to say that EU only duels. It's not true, but it's funny.
Exactly. It's just a stereotype that's partially correct.
WSC with these decisive wins almost every single round now.
Yeah, the only player to pick up
Ante
any
is still the
kills.
only,
Yeah. Ante's got 5 kills, the rest of his team is sitting on 0.
Well, we have Ben with 1 involved kill, a little bit of an assist, a nice little assist. But besides that, Not much happening with New Phyrexia.
Shallow just walking up on the fence there.
Oh gosh, gets one tapped by Chai.
I'd like to see a lot more people punish the short range of them. I think if people just like backpedaled a bit more, it'd be a lot less useful. It's a 2v2 with Hante alive. He's in a 1v2 scenario yet again. Oh, that more damage.
Ho there, my lord!
It's currently 5-0. Pretty decisive.
Definitely. Hante really pulling his own. His team really needs to step it up. John Travolta gets a kill and an assist that round, but not many involved kills around the board for New Phyrexia. WSC kind of really mixed around score-wise, so
Nay, I won't!
they need to change something. And I don't think having Shella sit on top of the hut is that thing that they needed.
Yeah.
Brings out the intimidation value.
Getting stuck in these like 1vx situations.
Just a group intercourse session.
And this is gonna be match point now for WNC if they take this.
It's interesting to see Kush doing so well with the shield. Normally you'd associate that with kind of struggling a bit because of the short range. But I guess he's just taking jewels. He's currently 9-1, which is very impressive. Okay.
Yeah, now as he's getting those kills, he's doing exactly what he used to be doing, just surviving, taking one or multiple people out of the fight for as long as possible. As their team kind of cleans up shop, tries to take the rest out. New Phyrexia not out of this yet though.
They got a ramp.
Whoa. Hante 8 and 6, definitely pulling his weight.
Shella fella, unfortunately, still unable to get on the scoreboard.
Ha! Is that all? Hello?
He's been having some unique positioning.
Good one!
Quite a
Hello?
very unwilling to make engagement here.
New Phyrexia leaves Patrico's in a 2v1 for no reason while it was 5v5, gets instantly deleted. WSC with the 3v2 advantage now. Lots of kicks coming out, Ben taking him out.
Oh! What a parry!
Where he's swinging.
Cleaning
Oh
it
my
up. He survived in that 1v2 for like 10-15 seconds as well. Very well done. I guess it's the opposite of jinxing him. We elimination him. What a god.
Still not out of it. New Phyrexia taking a bit of a comeback, 2 rounds in a row, not letting WSC take this win. Not for free, at least.
You're making 5. That can't be fast.
Ho there, my lord!
The fourth wall past us as we're at match point with WSC.
We're extremely messy in there. Just obviously taking advantage.
That's exactly what New Phyrexia did not want. For a team that has never played together as a team and just made it up for the tournament, that was really well fought.
I agree. Hanze did really well as well.
Not sure if it was a meme, but one of the players in that chat said that it was their first 5v5.
I'd believe it. I've followed their organization and team formation, and it's been pretty hectic. Well, that's true for a lot of the teams actually. There's some last minute kind of sign up stuff that was pretty. It was a mission to get this many teams for sure. We ended up with I think 13, which is pretty decent.
Alright, so yeah, this next match we got AE versus New Phyrexia. Definitely expect AE to take this handily like they did in the last game. Definitely a very strong team.
Yeah. AE did what WSC did to New Phyrexia. AE did to them. So if WFC pulls off what they did against New Phyrexia, we can only imagine how this is gonna go.
Yeah.
Very AE sided at the moment.
If I was a gambling man, which I assure you I'm not, I'd probably put my money on AE. Okay. Be interesting to see what kind of formation AE is trying to use. What kind of strategy? Because I know that they're a team that have definitely put some thought into their engagements, the way they're playing.
The engagement started off neat and then it went very hectic. Conte with an unfortunate team damage kill too with that exact sword.
So we got Denholm on the maul and Merle on the short spear like we saw
Yeah,
last game.
I would say it's pretty. I don't think Mel was taking it too seriously with his pick there. Not to say that short spear is easy to read. Raw alone is a big fan of it. He's quite effective with it.
You know, nice that we have Patrico is running around with a lightsaber. Forgot to disable that mod. There's a fist fight. Then home comes into the mall and said, alright, that's enough. That's enough.
Oh, now we've got two short spears coming out from AE. Apathy is also decided to roleplay.
That's great. He's got a shield on his back too, he's not using it.
Well, no, he actually did use it. He carefully turned around when they threw the corridor at him. I guess it's a passive defense rather than an active one. Yeah, this is
He definitely memeing it, yeah, because they know they've got the win pretty easily.
just very toxic, honestly. I'm sick of that kind of behavior.
CC you doing that.
What are you
Maybe
talking
we'll
about?
see them get overly greedy. We see two mauls, two shorts. This is Y-hander.
I think Apathy's running the sledgehammer, actually. Oof. I mean, I know he's a fan of the rake. I'd expect him to pull that up. Oh! Brutally team killed.
Ayo gonna make this 4-0 on this first map here.
Oh, great kick there. Kicking in 1vx, and a very powerful move. for him.
Petrichor's getting a few good hits off. He gets smacked by them all.
It's just not much you can do when you're surrounded like that. Very good attempt though.
I'd like to see New Phyrexia at least take one round on this first map. That'd be an accomplishment in and of himself based off of these first 4 rounds.
Apathy bringing out the archer. He's mixing it up each round.
He's going for some
Oh, there's
360
two archers.
quick scopes.
They both simultaneously made an archery pact. It'd be good to see Apathy humble with this first Oh, actually, if we look what's happened here. The hubris
Little-
has certain.
I think they went a little too greedy. Too many memes.
Nice. Hey Caster, what's the score? It's currently 4-1 to AE.
And this is the first map.
Alright, first map.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't expect AE to stop role playing. Memes brought up the Rusty Pitchfork. just got more. Actually, no, they've swapped to a much more serious loadout for everyone except for me. It's all. I guess they told themselves they wouldn't let them lose a round. Yeah, now they're feeling bad. It's much like playing ranks. I mean, you beat someone and then they pull out the evening star.
Hate to see it. Oh, Meme's got his rake out.
Yeah, exactly.
And a bear
Well, it's
trap.
not. Oh, did he use
Getting
the
that work with the pitchfork.
stab tracks? Oh, the bear. Dante electing not to jump on it. It's now 5-1. Dante still definitely the strongest player. Getting the kills. Petrichor is looking like Infernus actually. Similar Barbie Nick outfit.
Oh no, Apathy's got out the.
He's got out the rake. I called it. It was later than I expected. He's let me down.
Petricles does look like an Infernus, doesn't it?
He does.
Taking out rake boys.
Oh,
With Shelley just
Oh.
taking pot shots with that crossbow, ended up getting flanked real hard with
Oh.
the bastard sword.
good
That
kick.
throw.
It's definitely impressive to see Petrichor's using those kicks in the 1vx.
They're much quicker now. You can definitely get away with throwing a kick to drop their stand.
Yeah, and the recovery, the combo attack after you land a kick is some of the fastest combos in the game.
This is map point for AE. Looking to take the first map.
Dev with some extremely speedy footwork there. It's just spinning around and getting punished for executed by Shallow Fella. And then of course reloads his crossbow. Which is a pretty good pick against all these light and naked enemies.
Oh, Merle's in a
It's actually-
1v3.
It's 3v1. And
it's
he's already demonstrated before with his 1v2. He definitely knows the right way to go about it. He's playing for a choke point. He's in a good position. But he's surrounded.
Yeah, they got around him really quickly there.
They did. Apathy, bottom scoring for AE. Should probably be dropped for us. 1-5. It's still match point, 6-2. Still, Dev still with club,
Your comical timing
frying
is
pan.
genius, sir.
deadly combination. Executioner sword, definitely a great pick here as well. It's got so much damage, especially against all these nakeds. He gets only one hits.
Club hit.
Just, it does a lot of damage. Just slap in the head.
Take
Ooh.
could very easily one shot
Dev
either of
definitely
these guys
spooked. Yeah.
take it.
It was definitely a smart move of Dev to just kind of stand behind and bait him, make him panic and not actually attack. But Merle went for the throat.
Well, that's the first map going to AE. New Phyrexia, I hope they're proud of themselves for actually taking those first 2 rounds out of from an established team.
Definitely got to make sure to bully AE for dropping rounds.
Come on, let's go!
2 rounds.
2 rounds, exactly. It's- The egos are just too big. So this is the second map,
Beat them
waiting for people to spawn in.
down! Come
I think Apathy's asking whether he may rake your leaves, Scanter.
I've got chat turned off, so I don't have to deal with this kind of thing. I think Apathy should sit himself down. May I rake your leaves? That's pretty good. In a
We see the-
consensual manner.
Classic future of esports players with their wooden PCs taking about 5 minutes to load every map.
Oh, and they decided to let Louis.
Decided to 6v5 as well. Very toxic.
Not sure what's happening.
What is happening? We need to pause real quick. There we go.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Louis is doing in there. He's a known wildcard. Gotta respect the chance. So still playing the archer, Shellfella, crossbow. There's who's
On
that?
the roof for a week.
Div playing longbow. Oh, very well done with the duck there by Div. Yeah, this is looking very similar to the previous match.
Are you just killing each other when the round's not even over? The archer's still alive.
Maybe they assume the round was over. Maybe they just hate each other.
Running up the town.
This is some footwork and positioning you don't usually see. Hey, he takes that first round. Some kills all around the board too. Shella came from bottom fragging on the previous set to top fragging right away after the first round.
Yeah, definitely. Crossbow, strong pick against role players such as these. So quiet. I apologize. I'll try to speak a bit louder.
Come on, let's go!
You were sounding a little quiet on my end as well.
Let's get my mic has moved out of position. Hopefully it's a bit better now.
Oh, Dev taking out Shella. Huntsbow with longbow instantly takes him out.
And you just went on a leisurely jog, 400 meter sprint, full switch.
Dev taking some pot shots still, gets another hit in too. Whips out that short sword. Arming sword, actually.
This is pretty winnable. Like, meme could be one hit. No, two hit. Spear, 2 hits, please. Those
The glance.
glancing blows, very tragic.
Man, just
Nice
died in an
footwork.
attack.
Oh, what a god!
Oh,
Flash
is
wound.
he gonna? Doesn't quite do it.
Bit of a shame about that flesh wound.
Well played though. If it wasn't for that flash wound, that could have been a very winnable 2v1.
I mean, it really needs to be removed from competitive, in my opinion. Not that I represent Venatus. It's just makes the games a lot less exciting.
Advancing blow, 3 damage. Venatus not happy with this game.
This is a huge split. We have a 2v2 in the lower camp, 2v1, and a 1v1 happening on the upper side. That's very interesting. New Phyrexia with in a 3v1 now. His teammate all the way across the map, kind of cutting him off though. Pretty convenient for him too. Instead of cutting off his escape, gets a duck.
This was a tactical fight on the other side of the map. And so, New Phyrexia taking it. It's 2-1. It's still too quiet.
Turn the stream up.
Burn.
That is my advice to you, Chase.
It's because the Morehouse sounds so much like louder than us.
We have New Phyrexia deciding to chill in the upper section with the resupply crate. Interesting. They have apathy surrounded. They're letting him get 1v1. I'm not sure why they didn't come to help any quicker. That could have gone way smoother, but it's okay. They took that engagement really well. 4v1 now for New Phyrexia. Doing quite well.
We might see AE swap back to less memey build soon. Instead of losing some rounds.
Isn't it like 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, supposedly? I'm unsure, Nacho. Might have to do your own research. So it's currently 2-2.
Quite the interesting set here too. New Phyrexia noticed that strat worked. They're gonna opt to fight at the hut again.
Might not be aware of the...
He doesn't want any of it. Exactly. That'll be up to the refs. It hasn't been called out yet because it looks like they are taking engagements. There's an engagement happening on the upper hill. Ben versus
Just gotta...
Dino.
some time. For those who are unaware, it's against the rules to avoid engagements and run around, etc.
Yeah, for an extended period of time, if you and your team are avoiding the engagement, you will be asked to move.
Oh, Dev. There's
Dev.
2 team kills.
He just gets a sick triple, and then we'll ignore the team kill aspect. What a good copy pass for that. I love it. It's pretty.
Some janglers in chat, I see.
Not sure if Dev there was waiting up for some stamina or some health, or he just wanted to see that 1v1 take place and then come in right at the end. But now it's
Yeah, I'm
3
not
to
sure
2
either.
for AE.
Careful emoting by Wallace and Ben. Unsure what he was trying to get across.
Oh, nice shot right away from Shella. Dodges that short spear with a crossbow reload. Calculated, I'm sure.
It's definitely
Dev in the chat.
fighting.
Unpleased
They
with the...
actually in this fight. Bothers and Ben just jump
Look
down
at
into
these
one.
peaks.
Here we go.
Nufa Rexa seem to have found a strat that's been working a little better for them now. As I say that, 2 of them kind of get deleted straight out of the map. 4 to 2 now.
And soon the score looks also to be 4 to 2. What is that emote?
Jangle dynamite.
Shit, all stop to jangle.
I agree.
Handshake emoji. Yeah. It's definitely kind of a grey area.
Oh,
there,
Shella
this-
fella just instantly got taken out there.
to be sitting up there, kind of baiting them to come up. I think if A wanted, they could technically just sit and wait for them, force them to come to them.
Definitely. It seems like they've been waiting, just getting a few damage, taking it out. 1v1 now, though.
Then
I know.
just TKs 3 of his teammates.
You
Pretty
must
sure
want that
that's on
1v1.
purpose. If he loses this, his team's not going to be happy with him.
Oh,
Takes a hit. Yeah, there we go.
swift combo.
Rax is still fast.
It is. Combo speed's not been changed too much.
Beat them down!
5 to 2 now.
Forward!
Lufarexia doing a lot better than we would expect for a team that randomly formed right before the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the
Gotta give them
scoreboard,
some.
it's extremely similar looking. Like,
Where are they going?
across-
These Phyrexia players are running right outside the fenced off
Yeah.
area.
Some
look
impromptu
at
strats.
Well, we've managed to bait Dev, and he's just stuck following, really.
It's all fighting in this tiny little hut right here.
This
I'd hate
is
to use
so
the output
chaotic.
there. Very spicy.
These are not the engagements you'll see every day.
Truly unique experience.
That bastard magic.
Franklin.
And this is gonna be
You should
match
Richard
point
is
for
banned.
AE.
Richard is gone. Well, I saw his
Richard's
stream
banned.
yesterday.
Too many insiders.
This is game point. Looks like Merly decided to sneak the long way around, but he can't get the ladder. But even without
Man,
his presence,
AE just decimating through them now. 4v2 now.
oh, great reads by Hante. Just
Oh my.
what? Denholm's left. I guess he's very confident.
New Phyrexia not out of this yet. Bring it
How
6 to
flaky
3.
is
6-3.
Floki's in. Okay. Oh, he got
slowly-
auto kicked for too many. He got auto kicked for too many TKs.
Well, I mean, that's what he gets.
I believe they lowered it down to 5 TKs
Yeah,
now
Yeah,
for
if
the
you
auto
get
kick.
5 TKs, you just get auto kicked.
I mean, you
Incredible.
shouldn't be putting yourself in a situation where you're getting 5 TKs in a tournament. So
Well, he like TK'd 3 of his teammates last round on purpose, so it's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
At least I had the sub already in waiting. It's almost like you expected it to happen.
they were ready.
Or is it instant replacement? It's very weird place to choose to engage. If I was AE and I was taking it more seriously, I'd just force them to come to them up in the flat. I don't think they ever thought up here, in my experience. Then home in the chat, implying that he didn't mean to team kill, which I think is very suspicious and not factual. But that's just my
There you
opinion.
go. Hey, you take that.
Pretty decisive. Hey, there's some toxicity in the chat. I'd like to get this man kicked.
Now we have AE, B, or Bay against WSC.
Which
The
is
AWSC. The A team.
interestingly missing Shaman or Shama. Still haven't worked out how to pronounce that one. Still missing their best player, I think by a long streak. So it'll be oh they're swapping teams. Be interesting to see what kind of formations they do. Because I know WC and SPQR especially, they work on kind of forming up in a line or playing together a lot more than the rest of the teams would. And then on the blue team, is the legendary Novawabs. Interesting to see what kind of animations he pulls out here. He's chosen to play Greatsword rather than Evening Star, which it says a bit more trademark for him. Oh, you're missing Knightley as well. That's two of their strongest players.
Oh yeah.
Except
we
for
have the
Spear.
fearsome Christ though. Do not sleep on this player.
Christ. Okay. So, pretty standard spot. AE just kind of waiting for WSC to form up.
We're seeing WSC on 5 Greatsword team comp right now.
It's counting. It is 5 Greatswords. They're just getting chopped up. It's definitely a shame to not be seeing WSC at their full strength. If this is their 18. These are all decent players, but all the standouts from the past few tournaments.
We instantly saw one of those Greatswords switching up for a Maul. Maybe we'll see one of them switch every single round.
Whoa,
Oh my! Straight through his teammate.
Just clonked. This looks like a much more even matchup compared to the past few games. I remember when Nacho was a bad chivalry player too. Back in the day. So it's 1-1 currently. They very carefully lining up, moving forward as a group. They've managed to catch out Christ. Well, he's doing great parries. To survive that long in the 1v2 is very valuable. So it's let the rest of his team clean up.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot more sophisticated and thought out engagements this time around. The duels are lasting a lot longer too, because both teams are very, very good. So
Yeah, they definitely. I mean, if you look at some of the ranks here, Equine level 171. That's a pretty big playtime. He's
and
definitely
those early fire pots didn't end up doing much for the team, as Nova takes the first kill on the Christ with that spear.
He's using spear. Yeah, the thing when you're playing with fire pots and memory, when you're using fire pots, you really want to either use it to split people up by throwing it in the middle, so you get like a easy like 3v2 or something, or you want to chuck it behind them and then push into it, so that they're forced. If they backpedal, then they'll just die. Often without knowing it, although I believe they've fixed the sound a little bit.
Yeah, we usually see teams end up wasting that fire pot and doing it instantly at the start of the match before an engagement even happens. I'd opt to wait for an engagement to happen, then launch that fire pot.
Absolutely.
Because before round, they can just
Yeah,
look,
like,
they
it's
can
not
just
doing
wait,
anything.
see the fire pot, and just it does absolutely nothing. Like right now, it's split up the engagement, but this is exactly what we were seeing with like, the fire pot. So
Yeah, if you are going to split people up, you need to be really quick on the call, saying, let's go fuck this guy up, because he's out of place now. If you don't take advantage of it right away, there's not much point.
It's like AE actually taking this round, so
Yeah,
could be a
it's very
close game.
3-2.
Can I get some help here? Absolutely not.
Interesting to see Echo with no kills. He's definitely a player who's improved a lot since release.
again, I feel like they could be getting more utility from this fire pot, other than splitting it up into a 2v3. He ended up giving more team damage with that fire pot than he did enemy damage.
Yeah, although with the changed damage on Firepot, getting in it for a few seconds isn't quite so bad now. Is Ganna pissed off? Perhaps the biggest Echo
Bloody
fan.
help me.
I have no clue what you're talking about. Real respect's real, you know? He's a gangster. More of an AE fan, secretly. But I'm an unbiased caster, so that's okay.
Secret AE coach.
I haven't even given them that much assistance recently. It's very... anyone could win this at this point.
Yeah, these rounds are very back and forth.
One of the better games so far. Yeah,
We've been
it's
seeing a
still-
lot of 7-0 and a lot of clean outs, so it's really good to see nice back and forth happening. Both teams adapting, changing the style. Another right at the start fire pot. It looks like this is intentional now, but I feel like this can be just avoided. Like right now they're stuck in the 3v2 on the other side. It's exactly what you don't want to be happening with these early fire pots.
Yeah, although from what I can gather from the Twitch chat, it might also just be a bit of a meme because of someone's old playstyle. Would be good though to see a bit more tactical.
Oh, literally got flesh wounded there, but then killed his opponent with a kick. It's down
It's a
to
1v1. Ethel versus Imperialism. Both, I'd say, pretty well matched duels. So this is exciting. Early hit from Imperialism. Post war. Post war. Oh, and he's stamped and he misses the catch.
Oh.
He gets it!
big drag, and then he misses the.
Yeah, that
That's
missed really
punished.
messed his stam up.
That was a good 1v1 to tie up this set. 4-4 now.
Well, it's very... it's the theme of this match.
I want to see AE do better work with that fire pot at the start. I don't want to see that same fire pot. If anything, they've just put themselves at the choke point now. And look at exactly what happens. They just get torn down.
Just like a Buddhist monk in the cover of raging against the machine gun. Just setting themselves on fire in protest.
Very interesting ball.
Well, just pop culture. Is that part of the appeal? So it's 5-4. With Bay slight advantage. Nova was swapping out the bill hook, something I've seen used in a few of the scrims we've done. Never understood why I choose this play. It's just lacking damage so much. Some
Good
good parries.
If you're using Bill Hook, your name better be Printer. Otherwise, you're a fake. Christ is swinging. Oh, nice parries. It's drag there.
Fat drag with that exact sword.
Map point for AEB.
Yeah, they've started kind of take the advantage in these last few engagements. They're playing pretty clean. They're playing in a line where someone must be flanking or just out of place. Am I counting? Oh, here he is. Careful with the world's longest flank.
Kind of went around, did a little lap around the map before coming in.
I guess a victory lap in this case. So that closes out the first game. Almost level 77.
Nice.
Feels good, man.
This is the real XP farm.
I know. Ooh, my spectators spawned under the map. Get to see some slow motion flourishing. Some twisty wristies.
You see every single bone in those wrists snapping one by one.
It's made of jelly. No, there's a very rude creature in the Twitch chat right now.
Hello!
Nacho dropping some bangers.
Hello! Ho there, my lord! Absolutely not! I am
We're just
for
waiting for
you!
this game to
We
begin.
are undone!
Apparently.
Okay, going live. See if AEB can keep up their strong performance. If they win
Yeah.
this, it would mean that both AE teams have beaten both WSC teams.
It would be pretty conclusive.
Well met!
It's a pretty standard kind of engagement here. Just slowly walking up the hill to the flat. Still with a symbolic firepot. Ooh, and an early pick by Venatus. And a pretty good job of switching them. So this is,
Nice pick from Equine in that 2v1.
yeah, it did work that engagement.
Ha ha!
What else do you expect from the 171 leveled character?
Level equals skill. This is
So,
very
with-
well known.
With hours like that.
Directly proportional. I'll bring out the graphs.
That's why I'm very bad at the game. I'm only level 70.
So it's 1-0 currently with Venatus
These-
still in the
These fire pots, I have no idea what they're thinking with those fire pots, but they're throwing the fire pot and then running past it, putting it onto their backs, which is not what you want to do. It looks like Bait doesn't even care. They're gonna get this set maybe 5-0 right now.
Yeah. They're definitely not trying to use the firepot tactically.
A fine jest!
Some kind of in-joke that they're going with.
I agree.
Well, it looks like they do it to try to get that 3v3, 2v2 split, but it breaks out of that like basically instantly.
They're splitting themselves more than anyone else.
So like they just walk around the fire pot. All right.
Ooh,
Just a meat grinder, concrete tea house. Oh yeah, good team kill there.
Yeah, it still is a bit of a meat grinder.
2v2 to go either way. Oh!
Oh, 1v1. Louis is hit though. Probably one hit by the looks of him. Oh, he dodges that
Nice
spam.
footwork.
Louis higher on step.
The
Oh,
feints.
what a gamer!
Press Q
Watches it
to
out.
use your ultimate. Alright, we got 3-0. What to say? €3.
Three euros is the prize pool. Yes. That was actually a good 5-5. That contest really got Imperialism just stuck in the middle of nowhere. No help coming. But yeah, I can't pinpoint exactly what they have switched up, but it's no longer a close looking game. Just I don't think they've lost around in like 8 or 9.
Yeah, something clicked. They're just outperforming them now in many ways. Melee positioning. WSC needs to change something up. We know they have completely different weapons from what they were doing during the last set. That could be a factor. But they've been switching on and off.
I do definitely feel it's pretty tragic that we aren't seeing WSC at its fullest strength. So missing 2 of their kind of key players who really changed the tides the last few tournaments.
You were mentioning they're missing their 2 top players, if I heard correctly.
Well, I mean, skill is arguable. I would say it's pretty undeniable that Shaman is by far the best player. And Knightley's great
not here
duelist.
today.
He's improved a lot. So if you told me that the AEB team would have bet the WCA team before seeing this lineup, I would have been completely shocked.
WSC actually player up right now though. Oh, never mind, it's team kill.
Play it out.
Not looking good for them now.
You hate to see it.
Not 46
Good.
on net and gets a
That's
pick at 2v1. She's got 2 1v1s going. Down
Oh,
to
that was
another
a
2v1.
really nice toe
Flash
grab.
wounded. Pull it off. I gets hit by the exec sword stab. Big 20
Legendary.
damage.
Execution stab. Oh, Equine doing great work there. It's now match point and game point. It's been a clean sweep.
WSC looking to not get this to 7-0. Trying to make a fight out, make them fight for it.
Apparently, Austrian Oak is already spawned in.
Told off by Oscar. Like AE definitely gonna take this thing.
Definitely.
Hoomcross is doing some great carries. Definitely
He lasted
trying
like
to
a
play.
year. Well played to both teams. Bay's gonna take that match.
We've actually got
So-
an interesting game up next. Exemplar, who are generally regarded as one of the top teams in Australia, versus the Exemplar trainee team, the Templars.
And
which is
I
a
remember
little bit
last
tragic.
tournament as well. It was Exemplar versus Exemplar Red. So it's always a bit of a shame when you get like groups who send in 2 teams end up having to compete against each other for spots in the outside of the groups.
So we can assume that their main roster team is gonna be taking this win over their trainee team.
Yeah,
I would
I
be
think so.
extremely shocked if it went the other way. Although that's not to say that there aren't like previously, for those unaware, there's a clan called RTD or Roll the Dice, and so 3 members of that have now joined as the Exemplar trainee team. I'm not exactly sure what it stands for. EXT is the tag. Templars. How about that? It's on the stream. Misery playing tight shield against it. Kind of a classic pick for that one.
Skull just running around, swinging that war axe, cleaving through 3 of them one by one by one. Takes the 4th. Is this gonna be a full ace for him? It is.
It is.
He's well known as an aggressive player.
Does also have 16 ping. He's sitting inside the server room. Oh, never mind,
He's
gone up
plugged his
28.
laptop into the server.
Actually, an amazing thing.
He's become the server man.
Vengeance with a pretty classic evening star pick. This is what I was expecting. A few more evening stars, a lot of war axes, a lot of 2-hit to kill weapons.
Those war axes are really promoting that chaotic style, where it's really hard
Yeah,
to check your back because everybody's circling around and target switching. You just happen to have a war axe fainting you 3 times in the back the entire time you've been doing that.
I hadn't even thought about it like that. You're definitely right. With war axe, people are really rushing to try and get switches, getting behind people. Like, this is absolute chaos. Just people all over the place. Post Meridian getting some good picks for this level. Yeah, this is looking pretty one-sided.
See if the trainees can take at least 1 round, change something up a little bit. Looks like they brought up the maul.
Like Ben Rubik just forgot where he was for a few seconds, just standing looking at the ground.
Interesting not to see Infernus playing for Exemplar. Say, probably the strongest player. Maybe he's taking a break. Besides, he's not needed for this one.
Yeah, maybe they'll let him build up his strength for the big games.
Bleeding his
Don't
power.
want to bring out the big weapon too early.
That's true. I mean, it's definitely a factor.
Probably their squires.
They're probably in the same Discord. I can check.
Yeah. Didn't know to do that. Oh, Xenol just fucking slapped Vengeance. Not advising.
No, they're in separate voice chats. I guess they are taking it pretty seriously then.
Dude, are you in the Discord for every OCE
I'm in all the
team?
Discords.
That's where you are.
But I'm not in the Ape Discord. I don't think I want to be. This is really just
Main team's now 5-0. Crazy Skull walking around with that war axe. Trainee team taking 2 kills right away. Post Meridian again with the halberd. 3v3 now. 3v2. Oh, so many war axe feints.
Knight left, trying to switch into the middle of nowhere. Game point. Very swift round. They just take the pick so early. There's not much you can do. He's instantly in a 3v5.
Yeah, they just got steamrolled. Blade dropping a smiley face in chat. Obviously, a little bit tilted.
Yeah, I mean, what's his name? Blade. Definitely very strong player. I'm not sure if he played Chivalry or not, but he's got that kind of play style. In duels, at least. I guess it's just difficult for him to bring that up and demonstrate his skills against a team like this. Exemplar, old Chivalry team. Played a lot of Chivalry. A few of them played the Alpha of Mordhau. So they've definitely got the playtime and the experience behind them. Well, that's not to say Austrian Oak, he played Chivalry with a Xbox controller, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Always a good one to pull out for some trivia.
I'd like to see the trainee team at least take 1 round. Hopefully more, because getting 7-0 swept, like, it makes sense from your superior team.
Advantages for the team kill.
The low armor heavy hand axe on Knight.
Yep.
And then a secondary axe. Interesting.
I guess he's trying to rat about, but get some flanks in maybe. Because Pit's definitely a map for flanking. There's lots of options to take. But he's just kind of left useless there on and around the bridge and the fight's not even
The flank just got flanked with like what seemed like no communication about that happening.
Yeah, if you
Really
gotta
nice
flank,
parries.
absolutely gotta call what you're doing. It's not once already. Oh, what a Knight doing a lot of work actually. Got 2 picks there. Two. It's mostly just like the trainee team, Templars. They're just losing the duels early. There's not much you can do.
Yeah, there's not really too much to say. EX just have
Like what I'm trying to do is
mechanical skill than the trainee team, which is to be expected.
I'm trying to come up with sort of advice or what I'd like to be seeing the trainee team to be doing. But like their formations aren't bad. They're just, I guess you could always say, not punching switches. But it feels more like a game of early duels and then snowballing than anything.
Definitely. Even if there's not a kill up, the main roster team is capitalizing off bad positioning and going in. Knight taking out 2 right away. This could be their round win right here. 4 to, as long as they use their numbers properly, it looks like it's gonna go that way. 4 to 2. It's gonna be the first win for the trainee team.
Yeah, it's just completely caught out.
And they've done it. They took at least 1 round.
Yeah, Knight doing a lot of work there with them all. Whoa, Misery left in the 2v1 with a shield. There's not much you can do here, except just wait to be outside. Oh, what a
Big
god!
cleave off.
He just with such an early hit. I fully expected him to lose that, but he just instantly slapped. I forget who it was. Slapped someone down just out of the corner of his eye while they weren't even looking. Vengeance doing so much work. This is great sword. And Skull was just left alone in the 2v1. No support. This is looking bad for the main team yet again.
Big duck from
Big duck, yeah.
Post.
So it's
2v2.
Misery
Flash win game.
playing the 1vx very well there. He sort of baits people into thinking he's not about to attack them, and so then when they
Oh, he could take this. His long stam though.
yeah, he's got Venatus just playing the same game.
Oh, unfortunate.
I need to see that trainee team do exactly what they did before. Get a nice early kill, maybe with that maul, and then flood in. The opposite is happening.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
just a bit of
that's caught.
difficult to commentate. It's just big steamroll
Yeah.
rolling on. Although Knight got 9 kills, which is pretty respectable. Just by sneaking in with them all, going for those kind of flanky headshot kind of playstyle. Because he's got light armor. Oh man, this is not what you want to see. Chubby Bunny just left, walking into the engagement right after the start already.
Yep.
That's game.
EX take it. At least the trainee team got 1 round.
That's good to see. At least 1. That's all I wanted to see.
I didn't get my experience from that game, so I'm a little bit changed the map too quick.
I'll be back in just a moment.
No worries. Okay, so the next game, I believe, is WSC versus one of the
Main
One of
roster. I
main
believe.
roster. Exemplar. Playing on the pit again. So would you say this is kind of similar to what you see in NA?
The
Kinda like-
the matchups happening here definitely. We've seen at least from what I've seen, there's a lot of different weapon picks compared to at least what you'll see in NA. EU as well, but it's as we've been getting into these later matches, it's becoming more and more consistent with what you usually see. Engagements at the lower bridge, fighting kind of as a unit.
And what kind of weapon picks are kind of normally more the meta in North America?
But what you're seeing right now is usually something you'll see at the moment in North America. Mainly referring to you'll usually see less malls being thrown out
Yeah.
in the 5v5. Like it happens, but it's less. You don't see many kite shield cleavers. That you don't see. Besides that, this is a pretty standard one. Sometimes there's the 3 great swords. You'll see Tempest rock a lot of swords. Being the top NA team, they do that. But a lot of teams opt to have like an Evening Star, War Axe as Zweihander, Spear, you know, and maybe a shield, you know, like a good mix of everything. It really depends on the team.
Because it's my opinion that a lot of these teams would do a lot better if they were playing with more longer weapons, more helmets like EX are playing right now. Not sure if they're just playing what they're comfortable with or just not really, I guess, clued into that kind of idea. So that's the pretty swift win for Exemplar.
Yes!
Yeah, expect EX to take this game. There's WSC here.
Yeah, Xenor just slapping Envoy from the moon pretty much.
This is just decisive so far. Just steamrolling.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame to get so many matches that are just so one-sided. But I think that's sort of just how the group stage is going to work. And then tomorrow, a lot of the games are going to be much more close as we get closer to the finals.
Yeah, because in the group stage, the top team will be fighting all the other teams within that group. So you're gonna, if they outclass those teams significantly, you're just gonna see 3 steamroll matches. That's how it's gonna be. WSC taking it back though. They're gonna get almost one with no deaths.
Yeah, I definitely OCE is more like NA than EU in the sense that Europe's got a lot of teams that are like right near the top. Like it's not so much like a foregone conclusion that Tempest are gonna win or something like that. It's a lot. Just a bit of a. Gotta wait for the scene to mature a bit more, I guess. Get people to catch up.
Yeah, as the scene grows and ages on, newer teams get better and better because there's more material to learn from, more to go off of.
The engine's doing a lot of work. Using the new longsword, which a lot of people are a fan of. Some of these spawns are a bit tragic. Just got one person trailing in late.
We definitely see a lot more long swords now than great swords.
Yeah, and the longsword now is so fast, so tricky to read the blended animations. It's probably only downside is it's got less stamina.
Yeah, its only downside is that stamina, but because it's so fast, it makes its drags nasty, just because of how fast it is.
You can do some pretty tapped foot drags with it, for sure.
Yeah, it's a very hard weapon to read. Do some classic Prince-siders or very big drags.
Oh, the jumping maul, he gets surrounded instantly. He's still alive somehow. Oh, this is
True warrior.
It's looking good for WSC.
after Vengeance to clutch it. Just getting swarmed.
He's just waiting for a window to grab a riposte, but they weren't letting it, just fainting and morphing in his face.
This is probably closer than the last match though.
Yeah.
White's Young Company taking 2 rounds. And I attribute that mostly to, I think, superior positioning. They really left people surrounded. Empire with scrambling, trying to catch people. Well, this... Yeah, fighting up here on the bridges, it's just all over the place. We've got a duel in the corner between Xenor and Venatus.
Look, WSC can take another round.
Damn,
It's surprising.
this is getting spicy.
Not really seeing what they're doing to win here, actually. You need to keep a close eye on them.
It's kind of a case of Exemplar just getting, like, I guess spooked out by weird positioning, catching stuff to the back of the head. He's just gonna kick me, is he? What a classic video. Reference to Skull. Currently 5-3. Misery 0-5. I guess the shield kick not working out. He's still working. Takes them all. Oh, Christ! Just slaps people down. Did a lot of work there. So it's 5-3 with Exemplar in the lead.
It's good to see the engagements kind of mixing up, not all just fighting lower bridge. We're seeing a lot of rock play and some weird tactics happening here. It's cool to see.
Yeah, it's very strange to see. Well, I guess not too strange, because people taking like kind of non-standard positioning. It looks like it's working out in WC's favor. Like, this is so scattered, it's so weird. Exemplar aren't tight at all. And they're just... I don't know, I guess they're getting caught out by people running in behind them.
Oh, nice
I'd like
footwork from 46 odd net. Now.
Whoa!
That throw.
Takes two.
Oh!
1v1.
Xenor got a big stamina advantage. I'd be very surprised. He's just gonna keep repulsing. So it's just a foregone conclusion.
That 3v1.
Very well done by Xenor. Botches it for his team.
He's crazy.
He's a god. Yeah, definitely not a clever move to make for... I mean, he was already in a tricky situation, but 46 odd netman. He's carefully named. Just kept on repulsing against the...
Oh man. Exemplar's just making sure it worked now for this last round of this map. Cleaving through them. Skull again with that war axe just swinging away.
That's first game example. Yeah, exactly. He's just Xenor's very comfortable just playing the repulse game, and he's got better stamina values. He's just gonna sit there and keep repulsing until you drop your weapon. So what you want to do there is try and play for feints, play for morphs, try and make him panic. So if you just keep on repulsing, you're in trouble. Second map is Contraband, which again might kind of splitting up with the pillars might work in White Stallion Company's favor. Sure. It'll be interesting to see if Misery sticks with the shield after it's sort of
Kind of underperforming a little bit last round with it.
He's stuck with his curvy banana mesa. Kite shield.
Looks like we're waiting for the 5th EX member. Don't know where they've gone.
Who was it?
Yeah,
It was
we're
Skull.
waiting for the
I guess
last
he's
man to spawn
evaporated.
in.
Unsure what's Oscar extremely toxic in the chat. Man does not want
Looks
to
like first round is gonna be 5v4.
Oh no, they're restarting.
Okay, then that's good to
Still-
see.
Okay. We
Yeah,
have five.
we'll see how WSC plays with those pillars, like you said. If they end up splitting up Exemplars, they've been doing well when that happens. Most of those rounds, when it was as that chaotic, they would end up taking that advantage and splitting them up because the Exemplars play really tight.
Yeah, because I think like if this was 5 1v1s, Exemplar would just win every time. It's really well done by White Stallion to really force the weird positioning, the weird flanks, sort of play to their advantage, put the ball in their court.
Definitely that starting engagement going very well for Exemplars. Misery Skull, Misery again, Vengeance, all taking their kills really quickly. Big damage coming out. The Thorax and the Messer together, really nice. He's lasting a long time.
Yeah, I've noticed all the games he's been. If he's stuck in a 1v2 or a 1v1, he's been doing great parries, just staying alive as long as possible, which is what you really want to do in a 1v. You're not playing to win the 1v2. You're playing to survive for long enough for your teammates to come help you. This is another messy one. The first pick goes to the Exemplar. Just expecting it to snowball from. Oh, great attempt at a switch by Envoy.
Yeah, wasn't a good 1v3. Wasn't very winnable for him there. Did get one pick beforehand at least. See if WSC can get a few more rounds like they did last game.
Yeah, it feels like. I mean, this is sort of a problem we've had as Conquest men. Tend to lose more rounds on pick just because it's a bit more crazy, a bit more chaotic. But I think here, Exemplar more comfortable playing. Kick kill from Skull.
Definitely, they seem to know exactly where all their teammates are on the map at once.
Lend me
They've
your
probably played on
aid.
Contraband more, as a lot of teams have. They've played on Contraband the most. Let's see if WSC can try something else.
Oh, pretty good flank from Zeno. Run along the side and come and just slap him in the back.
WSC in a pretty
probably
good situation, running away from the 1v3, hoping his team comes sooner. Doesn't happen.
The Mole got a big hit to the back though.
3v4.
Like that.
Unfortunately,
Knocks
didn't
off
hit his
his
head. Oh
It was a
no.
shame to see that one. It's 4-0 currently, looking very, very one-sided.
Misery
Nine
performing
kills.
extremely well.
Going for
Post Meridian with 9 involved kills as well and no death.
Yeah, he's doing work with the helmet. Just content to run behind people. Just support his team. Just carefully dismantled. It's 5-0. What time is KZ playing? Night Zone's no longer a Mordhau clan.
Never a Mordhau clan
Never,
actually.
never was a Mordhau. Listening. Such a sick plan tag.
Oh, we got a naked Mole from Price. Actually gets a pick.
Oh,
Oh yeah!
Slapped.
just
He walked
Slaps
into
down.
like the last frame of that drag. Ended up killing himself, clotheslining himself with the War Axe.
Here's a 2v3 though. Still not in a good
tricky
position.
positioning.
Down to
Yeah,
a
take her out.
2v1 for Xenor.
Hold on. Xenor is
But
still
they're
alive.
split up. He,
Close
I don't know
1v1.
what
We've
this other
seen him
WSC guy
3v1
was doing.
before.
WSC just let he just let his teammate die. I'm not sure what he was doing there. Yep, I guess. Now just getting slapped. He's not faint to parrying. He's just chamber botting now.
If that had hit. But yeah. Well, Xenor's actually got lower stamina. Probably not for long. He'll be careful, dude.
That's some really good footwork to get that double
Just let
parry and a
himself get
sick
slapped.
overhead excel.
Your comical timing is genius, sir.
Match point.
Match point. 6-0.
No way.
Very similar score. It's on White Stallion's side. Everyone's doing work, getting some kills. It's good to see that.
Definitely. With that big duel happening on the side, instantly finishes. Exemplars in an amazing situation, 5v1, and they take that match 7-0. My goodness.
Exemplar coming out very strong. That map.
So close to 77. I don't think I'll make it by the end of the tonight though. No. Unsure who's playing WC.
Got the WSC versus the Templars.
Ah, of course. This will be much closer. I think this might be one to watch. We didn't really get to see any of the players do anything exciting from the Templars, just because I mean both of these teams have really been steamrolled by the main Exemplar team. Really interested to see how Blade plays in a team environment. Not someone I've seen play before.
I'm also glad we're going to see some Mountain Peak. This has turned to be one of my favorite skirmish maps. Slowly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it depends where you engage, but I definitely I'm a fan of it as well. It's especially if you can push out and fight on the flat bit away from the bridge. If you're playing as the red team, but there's some pretty fun flank options you can do with the terrain in the middle. Just waiting on some Templar members to spawn in. The NA commentator is something Joda.
Master Joda.
Master, there we go. Who's what? You're in a team, or do you?
I'm in a team. I do the casting for Venatus.
Yeah.
And I stream.
I've seen your streams before. What time is CDC playing? CDC are also
CDC. Man.
For context, that's a historical chivalry clan. Nice.
A lot of the players here in the
We've
no
got 5.
SSD gang, like myself, taking quite a while to load. Looks like everybody's loaded in and we're gonna start it up.
Well, it looks like we've got a naked Maul by 9. Might be. The rest of his team just kind of looking at him in disgust and running away. He's back. It's just a big line of jewels at the moment. Perfect from Templars. Yeah. Blade just kind of carefully running in behind in quick flank.
Very well done, right away.
Knight now has light armor on his Maul build. Maybe a little bit more tactical. Oh, and there's a counter naked Maul coming from Christ.
Here we go.
Oh, and he's getting in behind. Very messy.
They're just running around swinging
Oh,
into
it's
people's
died.
backs.
Oh, Envoy with a great kill there in the 1v2. Now, 1v3 might be a bit more difficult. It's currently 2-0 to the Templar.
Yeah, they're all performing quite well. So it's good to see. Hopefully WSC again can switch something up, mix the bag up a little.
Yeah, I definitely prefer the WSC loadout. 2 helmets, 2 great swords, the naked Maul guy. I just I'm a hard fanboy. No, it's just these engagements just take
Christ
quick.
pulling him
Oh.
off, but naked Maul. Fantastic.
Oh, that's one tap with the War Axe. It's usually what you see happen.
Just misses the carry there.
He did take out 2 with that naked Maul though.
Definitely worthy move to pick the ball. Or at least it's working out for them. That's what I don't understand, because like Maul's not really a meta pick, but the teams that are picking it, it tends to be the ones that gets the kills.
Yeah,
It's
with
just-
that naked maul, you get up behind. He's on one side of the map. The next second, he's on the other side of the map behind your teammate. That's why you have to know where he is. You have to be aware of where he is. It creates a lot of chaos because you can't ignore him.
Absolutely not. Yeah, it's really up to good comms. Hello, wounded 218. Yeah, it's just a Blade on 8 kills, 1 death. Really living up to the reputation they've received.
Couple of 1v1s going on here. It's gonna fun. Exemplar trainees really playing extremely well, winning their duels.
Well, this is
Oh, that if you
Flesh
carried that,
wound,
you might have been in a good
another-
position. Oh, they were both flesh wounded.
yeah. That's another. Got strong opinions on Flesh Wound. Really ruined that one. Because he played so well. Yeah, and he would have won it if it wasn't for Flesh Wound, I believe.
Yeah. The only thing they did with Flesh Wound, I believe, was make it 3 cuts.
That's the. I don't think it should be in the game. Oh, that maul from behind. Knight just evaporating the WC lineup. Well, in the background, actually, Blade and Ben winning the 2v3. And samming out Blade.
Blade just
Oh,
slaps
very
up.
well done by
Just punching people.
Getting so many punches off.
3 punches off.
Oh, great double parry.
That target switch stab.
Sure. Oh,
Take the 2v1.
what a
Very
game.
good played.
Looking to add that perhaps to his positioning and footwork tutorial, which I'm sure will be out soon. I know I'm gonna be in it because he did some of them against me in ranked. Kind of ducks and runs to the side when we're trying to instant attack. Pretty cool move. So this is a very messy kind of lineup. It's just got Templar members all over the place. Somehow managed to flank them in both directions. That's 7-0.
Yeah, I don't understand how they were able to flank off both sides there. Maybe it's just a lack of comms from WSC.
They just really crushed in the middle. I like that trash compactor scene. This is Star Wars. Just an unmovable force.
And 46 spawns in on the wrong team.
It's a tactical mind game, I'm sure.
Definitely.
Okay, so maybe this will be similar to the other WSC Exemplar matchup, in that Pit was more valuable for the WSC team, so they could get the weird footwork, weird positioning. This looks
People hitting
pretty
the posts of that bridge.
rough to slap. These are some pretty close games though. Like Templar haven't lost it, but it's always down to like a 2v2, a 2v3,
Yeah,
1v2.
there's engagements at the end.
It's always
They did just lose the round though.
eliminated. Yeah, he just ended up caught in the middle. What will casters cry about next? Probably Dad beating me.
Oh, got too real.
Go cry in the shower.
My goodness. Alright.
Pretty weird choice from Templar to choose to come up along the side here. It's not something you see very often. It's actually
Right on the
it's
top
actually pretty a good way to go about it if your blue team and red team just lets you wait in the middle, because then you're fighting in a nice open space. Alright. It's up to Imperialism. It's just clonked in the head.
He's getting 2v1 as Austrian Oak is throwing axes at him.
Definitely a bit mind flooding. similar. Yep, they still choose to come out underneath the tunnel, move in, which I think it's more even. It's actually exactly what Exemplar should have done the last game, because it would have eliminated all the weirdness around the top figures.
Definitely. WSC seems to thrive off the chaos, so the fact that they didn't push past that bridge during that first round was probably the reason they lost that first round.
Yeah, if they can just like get as few variables in as possible and just play it as straightforward as they can, they're probably going to win every time. Knight just sort of picking his moment when to come down. Well, that was kind of a shame that two of the WSC members were just left out in the open.
Yeah, I just got taken out before the other team was even, the other people in the team were even fighting.
It's 3-1 to Templar. I just worked out why they're called Templar, because it rhymes with Exemplar.
Yes.
Feels stupid, but that's nothing a lot of people know. So it's 3-1 to Templar. Knight going 8-1 with his light armor maul build. I guess just all his ratting about lift up punch. Like he'll go and try and get a hit, run off to someone else. He's never dueling. It's definitely a very powerful playstyle. If someone gets a parry off on him, he's probably about to run away in a different direction.
Austrian Oak again with the cheeky weapon swap to throwing axe and threw it during that 2v2. Whatever works.
Exactly. It's
4-1 now.
yeah, definitely gonna be difficult for WSC to progress. Ooh.
Could be a
This looks-
WSC round.
Austrian Oak and Strife. The War Axe's damage. Oh, he
Oh, he
does
gets
it.
a kill with
the
the glancing
glance.
blow. His opponent's low
Oh.
stam as well.
Oh, he
what
caught
a-
him too. So well played.
11-1 wins the 2v1. Gotta be pleased with that.
It's so rare to say glancing blow kill in a tournament setting.
know,
I'm happy we
I
saw
thought
it.
it was a normal hit, and then I hear the sound. It's a dull thud. Glancing Oak. Australian Oak.
Couldn't have said it better.
And
Well,
unsure
looks like
what's
their
occurring.
sub didn't spawn in on time, so they're in a 4v5.
Because they didn't ask.
Yeah, they
You
didn't ask for a
need to
pause.
refer to the ref first, and they can get a pause for the sub, and they didn't. So now they are stuck in a 4v5 right off the start. Templar are gonna take big advantage off of this.
It's just a free win for them, basically. The 4v5 is just.
It should be.
I mean, someone's going to be in a 2v1. It's just to have that pressure right from the bat. It's pretty much unlimited against even the skilled teams, anyway. So it's 6-1. It's game point.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate way to take a loss there, giving them match point now.
Sure. Messignosis with a one-handed Mesa.
Interesting.
Interesting pick.
We're gonna flood into bed Rubik right now, taking a lot of damage. He's also dishing out a lot of damage as Price takes the first kill, Imperialism takes the second. WSC not wanting to lose this. Chubby Bunny at least gets one. We're in a 4v2. Oh wow, both of them just get insta-killed at the same exact time. WC still in this.
Yes, that sub made all the difference, even though he was the only person to die. They've got to be very focused if they're going to have any chance of coming back. It's quite WSC just kind of walking around. They've definitely changed something up. It's such a big difference.
Yes.
It's now.
Ruby gets a kill there.
Oh, the blade doing a lot of work. Gets traded. Thought we'd
I
sort
was
into that.
gonna say winnable with their health, but then he got tapped by that maul, and
Yeah,
not anymore.
you eat them all and you just can't trade anymore. You can't trade them all, basically.
Well, WSC, like you said, definitely doing something different. Coming back 2 rounds in a row, 3-6 now. Templars still on match point. WSC really sweating their ass off. They really need to keep it going.
They're playing Ring Around the Rosies, it appears. Blade in the 2v1. Not managing to catch those parries. Looks like this might be a numbers game yet again. War of attrition that is in favor of WC. If they win this, that would be game changing.
Yeah,
Just
this is turning
Like
into a
3
crazy
rounds in a row
comeback.
now.
Yeah, 3 in a
Real
row.
sweep.
That's one.
Sure, the Templars are looking to just play something very straightforward, not mess it up. You can see them running around in a very tight group. I mean, WC. They did the same strategy the last round. It's exactly the same. Those Exemplar are kind of content to wait them out. Make them come to them. And please use the red value more. Why not? Anyone's... Oh, what a shame. If only that started off with that kind of intensity. No, well played by Templar.
Yeah, we gotta give credit to WSC with that WSC for that comeback, but it wasn't a comeback enough. They did take about 3 rounds in a row. We're looking to take the 4th, but it wasn't enough.
So we now have Bay versus Templar fighting off for a spot in the finals. And this will be an interesting one, actually. Bay, who did they fight? I know they stomped that one. It was WC, I think.
Cutting out Gander.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, I believe it was WSC.
So we haven't seen Bay struggle yet. And this is definitely a team that they're going to have to... I don't have any predictions. I could go both ways.
Yeah, I reckon this could be a good game.
This is one of the first times that we've seen quote-unquote
both-
normal engagement coming out. Knight with big damage straight away with the maul. Echo with a team kill. It's okay though. We get 2 extra kills.
Louis
2
doing
now.
so much work. What? It was just those two. They just stomped it. Louis and Echo. It looks like both teams are coming around the top again.
This is exactly what you see in NA and EU. You see a lot of the engagements
Yeah,
take
this
place
is.
over there.
You really want to be hunting out the flat ground, open space, hit walls, and get stuck in the arena. Louis, these Bartishes, doing work.
Bartish.
Can I? Wish I could post my meme. Shit. But after, oh, he's surrounded. Yeah, that was very well done by Austrian Oak to really walk in behind and just go for the underarm, so that he's facing pressure from both in front of him and behind him.
Yeah, Concrete House had to be scared there. A maul and a war axe is a difficult 2v1, to say the least.
And here's Templar have mixed it up, going for the low ground approach, which in theory is to their advantage. It's a lot easier to fight people who are above you than it is to fight people who are below you. Back to the symbolic firepot.
The symbolic firepot at the start. Not doing much in terms of positioning, but The fire will burn.
Looks like this is a bit more comfortable than Templar when it's just Nova Wubs left in a 1v3. Scott got low health.
Let himself die. Yes.
It's 2-1 to Templars. Not sure. Yeah, Bay very consistent, just always going for the top, waiting them out. It's a strategy that we've done a lot when we play this map. Just walk up the top and wait for you to come to us.
Yeah, but they're actually pushing down into
No,
the
that
fire
fire pot
pot.
had big impact right there.
Yeah, did. Blade, I'm sure, is unpleased with that one. Now it's a 4v3. With them all in the middle, they're just about to be chopped down. Yeah. So this is a good game. This is very close. It's 2-2. Knight definitely pulling the big kills for Templars. 7-2.
Templars opting to start back up at the top. Keep changing it up. Fire pot to cut him off. He's cut off.
Yeah,
He's screwed.
stuck.
3v1.
What a great fire. He can't even climb over. He's just forced to stand in the corner. Been given a timeout. But it's still EX win that somehow. That's pretty impressive for them to win despite lacking a member. Louis pretty close to winning that. It was winnable. Say.
I'm very surprised they came back after that.
I mean, it was very funny to watch her just be stuck in the corner. Both running up the top again. Choosing that fire pot's so good here. It's they're still stuck as a group, and then there's just people left scrambling to try and get in position in two different groups. Echo doing work. This is more what I expected of them. Not that he was struggling in his previous game, but
Blades, he could still get this.
they both. Blade was on. Oh wait, he was on.
He wasn't flesh wound.
Yeah, flesh room.
3-3, very close rounds. Good to see. With engagement something out here. I wonder if they're gonna be able to cut anybody off again with that fire pot. They tried, they were ready.
Just kind of blocked off the exit instead. Oh, tragic team kill from Blade there. And a cruel kick to the face ends Blade.
He takes the lead.
I think all of these players are release players who haven't played Chivalry very much, as opposed to a lot of the other team being ex-Shiv players. So it's pretty good to see this kind of equilibrium after this time, the players catching up.
Yeah. It's kind of a weird spot for the Templars to engage.
I wonder what the thought process is, especially when there's a fire pot in play.
Yeah, fire pot is quite effective in that spot.
It's also quite interesting that the Templars got two players who haven't actually gotten kills yet in Rubik and Chubby Bunny. I guess Knight, Blade, Austrian Oak overcompensating, although at this point they are 2 rounds ahead.
I wonder where Templars are gonna go this time.
A lot of fire pot. Shelby Bunny she manages to jump over. It's ripped apart. It's a
1 by
3v2.
1.
Austrian Oak just goes in. He
He just
lands his hit.
hits him with that war axe.
Yeah. As soon as he landed this. Oh, it's so close!
1v1 now.
He's got 1 HP! What a clutch master.
I don't know why he was just running away.
Of course.
He could have turned around and got that parry at the end, but he just ran away and let himself get hit twice. Made that 1v1.
He's 5 pots.
Big damage out on the war axe. Fighting right around the fire pot. Trying to target switch. Hoping his team pushes out and they don't get it. Fire pot takes out Austrian Oak. Echo with the Bardiche.
Yes. If I was the Templars, I'd bait out the fire pot and then wait for it to just go away. I'd just force them to be stuck on the other side of it.
Oh, Ben Rubik in a 1v3 now.
It's low on stamina. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just not much.
struggling.
I mean, they've got 3 times the stamina pool. They can just afford to spend chambers, and they'll still get hit. So it's match point, close one, 6-4. Louis, 12 and 6. Very impressive.
Waiting to check that fire pot.
Yeah, I guess that is what they do. You can see him ready with it out. Oh, and he fire pots his own teammate. Just forced to make a quick evacuation. 2v1. Equine doing so many parries, but he's out of any catches.
Killed his weapon. Still looking good for AE though. They take the
It is.
first map.
That's the fixture. I'm impressed. AE definitely improved a lot since the first, and this is the B team as well. AE looking very strong for us as well.
Tiger. Interesting.
That's the second Tiger match of the day. Tiger's actually a pretty interesting map to play on, as long as you play with the rule that you can't just like hide in buildings and stuff. Because the kind of tenty wooden tent hut thing, it splits people up coming in through that spawn quite interestingly. I don't think I've ever played the free guard side of it before though. Always ended up an Iron Company gamer. Twitch chat has got a lot of dyslexia, it seems. I think they got there. There's some. You can make about 300,000 words out of those. It is. Shouting out Echo. He doesn't even fit in buildings. He's so big. Interesting. Nova swap to Mason Kaichi. Oh, and he has
Big
heavy
drag off.
drags. Yeah.
Just smacking.
Oh. Blade. Looking to. Interesting that he. Oh, what a god! He just hits behind his shield 2 times, and he just sees the 2 patient.
Gets
And he just,
big hits
what
off.
a god!
Oh,
Another
He's
flash
flashed
wound.
wound.
can he do it? Can he do it? Oh, can he do it? Come on!
Oh my god.
He catches the
The
3v1.
3v1.
What a god, man.
Actually insane.
And he was just like, he was seeing that they were too tentative to push up, so it's just stealing their initiative a few times. He's got to be very pleased with that one.
That's gotta be a nice bump in morale for Bay right now.
Get any AEs in chat.
I think everyone in chat is just yeah. very decisive. I mean, that's gotta really hurt your morale when someone pulls that out on you.
And now it's 2-0 for Bay. Again, fighting in this open ground. It makes sense. It's the less variables.
Blades decided to swap over to Battle Axe instead of 4-out. Because he's decided strong dueling choice. Chubby Bunny, surviving a long time. Doing well with the parries.
AE just cleaning up this map. Nova and Louis both got 7 kills.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of work with the Mace Kite Shield. It's pretty filthy build, especially those very instant stabs. He's just content to walk in and put a lot of pressure on people.
The
And he
Templar definitely needs to step something up here.
Yeah, it always feels like Templar are stuck in the 1v2 all the time. Like, just guess they've got a lot better cohesion and teamwork.
Yeah, even when it's 5v5, one of them is 2v1ing.
What Templars really need to do is work on sort of just helping each other out. See someone's in trouble, just slap people in the back of the head a bit. It's currently 4-0. Louis has not died yet.
I think we're gonna see a 7-0 right now.
Could be. I don't think either of the AE teams have lost a game yet.
Definitely after about 13 merges, become a powerhouse.
No clutch for Ben.
Well, hello. Hello.
Hello! Pleasure to meet you.
Stop, no. That fight, it's unfair. Ah, I'm burning.
Great intonation, Gator.
I just thought it'd sound a bit more robotic.
Just pop a bandage, you'll be fine. The early firepot gets thrown again, doing very little. Templar's getting the first kills, but ends up team killing. No.
Ben Rubik, he's just being forced into the corner. Just got the shield there, just
no.
just stare him down. And it's 6-0.
Yeah, this might be the 7-0 match.
Yeah, they only need one more round here.
Louis and
Very
Nova
strong showing from
performing
AE.
insanely well. Louis with 17 involved kills, only 1 death.
Looks like it's no 7-0.
No
No
7-0.
7-0. Bay got that team kill echoing on Nova with the exec sword. You hate to see it, but at least we're not seeing a 7-0. Templars hopefully getting a bit of a morale boost from that win.
Wow. Notice Austrian Oak really rushing in and trying to punish the Firefall. Get a hit on him before he changes weapon. Two to two. Afterwards with the team hit and with a shield, you're really in a tricky spot. Oh, what a panic! That's tragic.
Nice blocks and drags.
And Blade just needs to. He should have recovered more stamina. He's at a disadvantage.
That mace stab is just so disgustingly quick.
And every hit he gets, it just gives him more of a stamina advantage. Yeah. Oh, he missed the kick. That would have landed. That.
Seemed like Nova did a bit of a sidestep there too, as he saw that leg fly out.
Yeah. That was a pretty crushing victory.
Yeah.
Very good showing from AE.
Simply the based. Third person shaking my head. Well, if it's in the game, it's in the rule set. I don't see any reason to argue against it. Should take it up with the developers. Sit down, Shaman.
What do we got? We got. I think this is the last game for today. AEB versus Exemplar.
This will be an interesting one. Especially coming after such a strong win against the B team. I mean, they beat them in the second one the same way that Exemplar beat them when they fought.
I'm excited.
Me too. I do expect Exemplar to win, but I think this one will be a lot closer than any other matches that Exemplar have played in so far.
Still expect Exemplar to take this, but hopefully AEB can bring out a strong showing still.
Looks like Exemplar have got the same kind of lineup: Misery, Mesakite, Shield, Skull, and Warax. Vengeance with his now trademark Evening Star. Looks like
Concrete.
Skull again, swinging away with that
It wasn't
Warax.
default why though.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Pretty Skull just doesn't stop swinging. It's not counted.
See that difference in skill between the trainee team and the main roster team.
Yeah, well, this is the first I didn't even know they had a training team until they set one up for this tournament. So it's quite a new group of players. Well, they're not new to the scene, but they're new to playing as Exemplar.
Well, Misery is disarmed. Losing his shield, but he's still alive. He's got
So
no stun.
this looks promising. It's not going to be a stomp.
This is going to be a great match. Nothing too crazy happening. Two guys trying to fight up near the elevator.
Oh, so it's two,
There's
three.
actually 3 engagements.
Yeah, it's very. They almost made it good if they'd been a bit quicker to like push and if they had a 5v2 almost in 1 second. Just a bit slower to call it, I guess.
Oh, can Louis pull off the 1v5?
It's
Yeah.
nutty. It's good.
Skull 8-1. Just
I remain the only person to have done a 1v5 in Australian history.
way to flex.
In tournament.
Oh,
No,
that
not
was
in a tournament. Just a scrim.
doesn't count.
The only one? Does that count? Yeah. That's it. We need a ref to decide if that one counts.
Yeah, I'll take that bet. Misery being very careful to try and get himself paired up with.
Oh, that bill hook was actually really good. He pulled the shield in and then gave it a kick. Great use from the bill hook.
An actual counter, a use for. But as I was saying, Misery playing shield, he's basically playing as a support player. He's giving whoever he's paired up with kind of free parries. So I'd be surprised to ever see him engage on his own. It's just having a shield is so oppressive in a 2v1.
Kind of having a human wall that attacks you. Stand in your way.
So it looks like
Down to a 3v1 for Echo.
it's 2-2.
Looking
This is so
confident. Oh.
close.
Did that guy just press N because he flesh wounded? Guess it doesn't matter.
Unsure. That was a great kick though. Just not every time I see someone kick in 1v8. It's 3-2. Exemplar with a slight lead. Skull 8-3. Definitely doing a lot of work this Warax. Yeah, just chopping people off. Comes in behind.
There's a very intense elevator duel happening right now, too, against Zenmore and Echo right now. It's still going on. finally ends. Oh, the oxygen parry. Just parried the oxygen.
I think what they need to do is they need to play more tight, more as a team, and because it always feels like they just let Skull just sneak in and get behind, and then half your team's
Definitely.
gone. Like it's just lots, and it's like 4 different engagements at the moment. And it should
Yeah,
be
right now
one
we're
or two.
seeing a lot of 1v1s happening. They're kind of trying to get closer to each other and start a target switch, which happens as soon as Post Meridian gets that kill. Instantly goes for that 2v1. Gets kicked though.
Oh,
It's
great
lasting
2v1
long.
from Louis here.
And from
Use
Nova
flesh
Wars,
wound.
he ran out of stamina.
He's in flesh wound and getting those invisible punches off. Those are scary because you can't read it because it's invisible.
Who are the commentators? We have Jangle, Gander, and Master Joda. And it's currently 5-2 to Exemplar. They've especially started to kind of focus up a bit more. It's not looking quite so close.
Definitely.
Misery's stuck in a 2v1. Just slapped down. It's a 3v3. 2 1v2s. Equine doing a great disarming. Oh, it's tragic.
Down to
2v2 situation now. 2 war axes. That's a pretty good situation to be in. Halberd's also nice for some target switches, but he split him off way too
Nice
far with
pick
that
from
war
Louis.
axe. Now it's a 2v1.
Echo sort of getting
You
his
take
teammates'
it.
way.
Well played by Bay. 5-3 for Exemplar still.
Nova Wub swapping out to Bastard Buckler Sword. Pick I don't think anyone's used it so far in the tournament. Oh, and he ducks the War Axe. What a rookie.
Not sure if it's worth using buckler anymore.
No, it's not that strong. It no longer gives 30 stamina when you get disarmed.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
got
only
one more
worth it. Stam negation.
stab negation, yeah.
It's up to Echo.
Oh, got a couple parries, but
It was gonna take a miracle.
Very several times. And it's match point. Yeah, it's
So you see this engagement, Equine instantly taking out Zenmo with that execution sword straight to the legs. That always hurts.
kind of failed to capitalize a bit here though. Just ran into some hits.
The terrain helping him out during this 2v1. Doesn't matter though.
7-3. That was a good game. You're looking for Bay to try and stop dueling so much. Try and sit together more.
We're gonna see a
Tiger.
Taiga again. Nice.
Interesting to see if the 5-pot strat here is pulled out again. I think that was perhaps what helped them out so well against the Templars team. So, don't think there are any 5-pots in the last round.
Oh, it seems like Exemplars had banned Taiga. It's being looked into right now. This might not be the map we are playing on.
Bugger.
It is getting looked into right now.
alright.
Expecting a map change any moment.
We're going to the pit.
A lot of weapon switches going on the baby team. Nova Wub seems to swap his loadout every round.
They're looking for something that works. They're trying to find something that'll give them a definitive advantage.
Venatus. Two engagements here. Misery triple fade, I think. Eliminates Louis. That's a 3v3. 2v3. Misery, yeah, low and stand. Instantly disarmed. Situations like that where I kind of question why he's brought the shield after it's been nerfed so heavily. I guess he still thinks it's the way to go.
You see him getting disarmed a lot more this tournament than the last. Just because of those shields to
Or
them
actually,
changes.
he's got like 6 parries maybe, but blocks. Early ticks making it a 4v3. Snowball effect.
It looks like he stood there and gave up. He didn't want to deny that inevitable.
It's 1-1. Concrete got 3 kills. One with a few exemplar here. That's off to the points who kind of rotated. Exemplar looking in trouble here. Maybe not. Xenomorph just chopped apart.
Just methodical killing. Taking him down nice and slow, just chipping away at his health.
Yeah, Misery's very good at playing those 1vx's with a shield, just making it very difficult for anyone to get anything done really. It's just shield's so aggressive. Well, he gets hit in the back, instantly turns around.
He's in a 1v3, he gets taken out. It's a 2v3.
Yeah, close medium was just kind of left hand.
2v1 now, the vengeance.
Trying to win a 2v1 when someone's got a spear is just such a big mission.
It's very difficult. But you just long grip, hover out of his weapon range, stab, and then you can also just stab feint and just throw him off completely. It's very difficult.
Early pick on concrete. Yeah, so these games like this where example I just kind of come in as one unit and you just instantly take out 1 or 2 people. It's just unwinnable for Bay. Yeah, 3-2. Another close one. Although the last one ended up sort of being a once example I got at momentum, just kind of kept on going. Great footwork from Xenomorph. He's playing the light helmet really well. To kind of float out of range. Stab people. He's 1v3 before.
Yeah. It was the other the
Just
10
kinda
player.
get-
He gets one though.
Lasted
And
a long
he
time.
punishes his feint. What a god. That was a good attempt. I don't think Misery was expecting that. He pulled out some overhead feints and he just gets stabbed in the face. Predicted. That's 4-2. It's good to see Exemplar use halberds more, because historically there haven't really been players who use the longer range weapons.
He was just
It was
taking people out with his war axe. Definitely a really standout player for this B team.
It's not beating, it's baiting.
Very true.
5-2. Exemplar still pretty comfortable. Skulls swapped to spear. I guess they're now 3 long range. It's more of a conquest style lineup. They just don't have any answers to all the switches that people are pulling off with the longer weapons.
Yeah, it's not happening.
So it's game point for the last game of the group stages. Tragic
Team kill. Oh no.
Vengeance disarmed. He picks it up and is slapped out by Zeno. He's got no more health to trade with though.
Looks like that's gonna be it too,
Yeah.
right there. Well played to both teams. That is our last match of the night. We will have more for you in the next stage tomorrow at 1 p.m. Sydney or 11 p.m. EST for any of those EST people coming on. Thank you, Ganda and Jangle, for casting with me. It's been a pleasure.
It has
No
been.
problem.
And I hope to see you guys all tomorrow. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks to Tritanian for helping organize this.